Hello TikTokers, I'm the Christian Relationship Counsellor and I just wanted to bid you a good day today. And yes, first thing I'd have to ask you to do is subscribe and share because that will help build up the channel. Today's scripture is taken from Hosea 4:6 and it says, "My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge, and because you have rejected knowledge, I also reject you as my priests, because you have ignored the law of God." You see, sometimes we are given information and we reject it, even though it's staring us right in the face. And so when that happens, that is kind of a warning. When you get that instinct that we're all given, that something might not be good for us or something might not be right for us. So on the basis of this, I wanted to talk about how you can, well, it's not give you knowledge, it's about how you can awaken the knowledge just by observing behaviors and actions, because it's in us. Sometimes we see people behave in a certain way and we just ignore it. We say, okay, I'm being too fussy, I'm being too picky, and you justify. It's not necessarily bad behavior, but it's what they call red flags. It's that information that could prevent you from having a harder life down the road. And then what do? When we realize we've ignored our instincts, we blame the other person. We start criticizing and judging the other person, when the fault is within ourselves. When we get ourselves in this situation, we cannot blame anyone else but ourselves. So avoid crippling self-doubt by gaining knowledge. And sometimes we doubt, we doubt what we feel, we doubt what we know, because we feel as though we've got to have physical evidence. And sometimes you do not need physical evidence to know. People, you tell somebody, say Jesus lives, for example. Oh, how do you know he lives? What proof have you got? People are hell-bent on evidence and proof instead of faith. And it's the same way that when situations are presented to you, you don't need physical evidence to know. You're given a spirit of discernment. You're given a spirit inside you that tells you what they call a gut instinct about people. And yet, what do? We discard it. We ignore it and say, oh, well, that's a minor thing. We don't have to think about that too much. So what else have I got? So when you're thinking about bringing people into your life and you're trying to avoid the narcissist, the thing is with narcissists is that you may think that they are obvious. You can tell them a mile off. But that's only with the overt narcissist. The overt narcissist is boastful, they're arrogant, they're attention seekers. You can tell them a mile off and they're not very attractive. What are dangerous are the covert narcissists. They're the ones that come over as humble, they come over as quiet, they come over as amenable. And those are the ones you can be taken in by, because you're not expecting someone who comes over as humble and kind to be sinister and calculating. And that's where you can get drawn in. So this video is about looking for that covert narcissist and being able to identify him or her before they come into your lives. So the covert narcissist is subtle. They claim humility. They hide behind a veil of victimhood, especially to Christians. Now, when I say they hide behind a veil of victimhood, they're always giving you some kind of sob story about what's happened to them. Something bad has always happened to them. There is nothing, they cannot tell you anything good. They cannot, and that should tell you something, shouldn't it? If somebody cannot tell you anything good that has happened in their lives, what does that tell you about that person? That's a big red flag. But a lot of us, we don't even think about that. Where are the, if you're a Christian, where is the praise you're giving to God for all of the good that he's done for you? Why is it all the bad that we're hearing? And that's what it's saying. They hide behind a veil of victimhood. But because Christians tend to be empathetic and kind and accepting, we kind of take that on and think, oh, such a shame. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. How can I help you? And you take on the burden. You start rescuing. And you end up in that situation where you have somebody who is a covert narcissist. The underground traits of a covert narcissist is that they're masters of passive aggression. So they may not be overtly aggressive, but they'll have these kind of sinister little snidey remarks that they make. And if you don't agree with what they want, they go silent, they give you the silent treatment, they go grouchy, they withdraw affection, that kind of stuff. So if you have somebody in your life who, you know, the slightest little thing, and also covert narcissists, very, very short-tempered, because they're hiding, you see. And when you're hiding and when you're pretending you're something that you're not, it's very quick to lose it when you get found out or when something bothers you. An ordinary person might not get aggravated or agitated about minor things, but covert narcissists, the slightest little thing, they blow up, they get angry. So they do not loudly demand attention, but they use other ways to get it. So they're not going to say, love me, hold me, kiss me, I want you to be around me. No, they will pull you in different ways. And they don't have to use words to do that. And like the overt narcissist, they crave attention. But to be honest, I don't think it's fair to judge someone just because they crave attention. If we think about it seriously, we all want attention. It all depends to the degree. And some people want attention more than others. And it's okay to want attention. But when you want attention and you don't want to give attention to anyone else, that's when it's a problem. When you want somebody to listen to you, but you're not prepared to listen to that person, that's when it becomes a problem. When you want somebody to address your needs and feed your needs, but you're not prepared to address somebody else's needs, that's when it becomes a problem. When it's all about you and what you want, that is when it becomes a problem. And that is when you know you have a covert narcissist. You know you have a covert narcissist when this person tells you that they love you, but they're not willing to support you in certain ways. They'll watch you go under, and they won't help you up. It's just words, words, words. So you have to be very, very conscious when you're dealing with people, and you have to be very, very observant, and you have to listen to your gut. That's your most important protection. So covert narcissists, they're like slow-acting poison that deteriorates your emotional and mental health over time. That's because it's very, very subtle. That's because their digs are very, very slow and deliberate. And that's because they give love and they take it back. Give love and take it back. And it's constant, and you find yourself always vying for those moments that are good. They're masters of the silent treatment. They love to gaslight. They love to put you on a guilt trip, and they love playing the victim. They fly under the radar because they are so subtle, and they come over as humble and calm people. They have indirect methods to control and undermine you. They do not loudly demand attention, but they subtly influence your thoughts and your feelings. And so I hope that this little piece of knowledge will help you so that you do not destroy yourself because of lack of it. And you know, we all have different ways of being informed, and we can take it or we can leave it. So I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to subscribe, share this.